Welcome in, everybody. This is Scott Stewart. This is not Wade Neely, by the way, in case you didn't know. I know you thought Wade lost his hair and got better looking,
Yeah,
right?
I got better looking, yes, sir.
No, we are here at the University of Tennessee Southern Coaches Show. I am Scott Stewart, and I got Trent Maxwell with me. We let Wade have the night off. He's got some, he's doing some family business, and hope they're having a good time enjoying themselves. We're going to bring you the University of Tennessee Southern Coaches Show, brought to you by Pulaski Citizen Live. We're down at Kathy's Tavern. If you're within our voice, you can see us right now. Man, I encourage you to jump on in the car or ride on by here, check out, get you a burger, check us out. We're going to have a familiar guest, been with us a few times,
yes,
but it's going to be Dugan again, and Coach Dugan is going to be here and coming off a big win. We'll talk to him. Trent will talk with him. I'm going to kind of be your master of ceremonies today. If you guys will put up with me just for a little bit. Trent?
Yeah, Dugan
Happy
coming
Monday.
in. Yeah, I'm ready. Happy Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Busy day for us to start a busy week, right?
Yeah. It's been amazingly crazy for a holiday where a lot of people aren't even working, but been busy all day and thankful for that.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Yeah, we've been running ragged all day somehow, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, we're expecting Coach Dugan here in just a few minutes. We're going to be talking about, of course, men's basketball with him here. We're going to talk a little bit about women's basketball.
Yes, sir.
We may touch on a couple other things that may be going on with the University of Tennessee Southern Athletics, which is really what we're trying to do with the show, is just to keep the community informed as to what's going on with the University of Tennessee Southern, period, but specifically our athletics, because this is the UTS Coaches Show. And by the way, I would be remiss if I didn't remind everybody that the UTS Coaches Show is brought to us by Tycon, and also by Tycon Excavating, and also by Carter Distributing right here in Pulaski. And we thank those guys for their support of University of Tennessee Southern Athletics, and also of Pulaski Citizen Live. So
yeah, big thank you to them, because if they didn't help us sponsor us, we wouldn't be doing this show.
Wouldn't
so we're lucky to
do
be
it,
able to come here and have a good time and do that.
So if you see the guys from Tycon Excavating or from Tycon Excavating or Carter Distributing, make sure you tell them thanks for allowing us to do this every week here on Monday night,
yes,
right
sir.
here at Kathy's. So
yes.
Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take it real quick. We're going to hear from We're going to hear a message or two from Tycon. Then we're going to, and also Carter Distributing, maybe Pulaski Citizen Media. And we'll come back and we'll talk to Coach Dugan in just a few minutes here on Pulaski Citizen Live.
Coaches Show is brought to you in part each week by Tycon Excavating, also a proud supporter of the Giles County Trail of Tears. The Trail of Tears Memorial Interpretive Center in Pulaski pays tribute to the plight of the Native Americans who were forced to travel through Tennessee for relocation to Arkansas and Oklahoma. With Pulaski situated at the point where the two routes crossed, the Interpretive Center is located just off East College Street, nestled right between the two trails. There is much more information to be found at the website gcptrailoftears.com.
Citizen Media is where you are. Online with PulaskiCitizen.com. On social media with Facebook and Instagram. On your phone with sporting and community event streaming. On your email with daily updates. Or right in your living room with the Pulaski Citizen newspaper. Giles Countyans have turned to the Pulaski Citizen for exclusive Giles County information, events, and entertainment for nearly 170 years. That hasn't changed, but it has grown. Citizen Media. We're not just the newspaper anymore.
The University of Tennessee Southern Coaches Show is brought to you in part each week by Carton Distributing of Pulaski. Founded in 1934, Carton Distributing is a wholesale beverage distributor including Budweiser beer, as well as ale, porter, and other malt beverages. Carton Distributing is a family-owned local business that proudly supports the people, organizations, and institutions of Pulaski and Giles County. Please remember to enjoy responsibly.
All of us at Pulaski Citizen Live are thrilled to share these local sporting events with our listeners. Pulaski Citizen Live is a fun and exciting way for us to enhance our coverage of local athletes game by game and play by play. Wade Neely, Chris Bledsoe, Bark Mize, Cody Derryberry, and Jennifer Hawkins are some of the most recognized voices of local athletics over the past decade. You can hear their calls of the action each week exclusively on Pulaski Citizen Live. We're just getting started, and we welcome you along for the ride on Pulaski Citizen Live.
Welcome back, folks, to the University of Tennessee Southern Coaches Show, brought to you live from Kathy's Tavern. I am joined now by head coach Dugan Line. Coach, 2 big wins this week.
Yeah.
2 big wins. Wilberforce on Thursday with a nice little 32-point win. What went into that game and you guys being able to just basically dominate from as soon as it began to the end of the game?
Yeah, I think that, first off, it's always great to protect the home court.
Yeah.
And obviously we did that. You know, the Wilberforce game, we knew that we needed to come in ready to play. And, you know, they are a scrappy, press you for 40-minute team.
Very athletic.
And so we knew, and we prepared, you know, likewise to combat that. And so I thought we did a really good job of doing so. And more importantly, we turned the ball over too much, but I thought from a defensive perspective, I thought we were pretty good. And so I thought that obviously gave us the best chance to win. And as you can see, I mean, we kind of ran away with it there.
Yeah, even with y'all's turnovers, like you said, y'all's defense was able to cause turnovers also to somewhat equal that out. I know you hated to see the number that came up, but still was able to pull out a great big win.
Yeah.
And then pushing forward into Saturday, number 10, Thomas More coming into town. Like you said, you're there ready to hold up home court. You know, what was going into those plans, going to that game? What were y'all's main things y'all were looking at?
Yeah, so Thomas More obviously is one of the best teams in the conference. From a preparation standpoint, they are deceptively physical, and we really preached, you know, embracing the physicality, combating the physicality, and then they love to kind of slow the game down, really play in the half court. And so we felt like in order for us to get the best chance to win, we needed to kind of pick the pace up. And for a long time there, they had a pretty impressive stat, and they had only allowed about 63 points, was the most points they had allowed during the year. And we felt like 70 was that magic number. If we could get to 70, we felt like we could play good enough defense to win. And 80 was the magic number. So, but anyway, we just felt like we needed to be able to push the pace, get more possessions, and we were able to do that, and I thought we did a really good job.
Yes, sir. And then also, you know, with that, C.J. Greer had his career high, 22 points, so a big shout out to C.J. for that. As we talked about earlier, we said he was already shooting 45% from the field from 3. Going 4 for 5 in that game in some big situations, especially late down the stretch where you hit that step-back corner 3. You know, we can't say anything because you've told me before C.J. is one of the hardest workers on the team. He's there in and out, going to give it his all. With going forward, do you still like coming with CJ coming off the bench like he's doing? I think he's kind of like a James Harden, that coming off the bench is kind of his move.
Yeah, so, and I call him Corey because we got 2 CJs, and so that's how I decipher him. And but Corey is an everyday guy, and I can always count on Corey coming in every single day, smile on his face, ready to go. And it doesn't change from practice to a game with him. Like, his mentality is to play hard, be positive, and just kind of give us that umph. And he was able to do that. You know, from a shooting perspective, he was shooting the ball pretty well already. And I just felt like he was due. He had kind of battled through some injuries early in the year. Right after Christmas break, it was really kind of a freak accident. He was lifting weights and just kind of turned his neck the wrong way and really strained his neck. He actually missed our first game after the break. And so, you know, he really battles his tail off to get where he's at, and I think it just finally paid off. You know, the hard work paid off, and he did a really good job.
Yeah, and then staying on that topic, I remember late in the second half, a questionable call was called. And while you were, you know, a little heated in the moment, I remember CJ coming up to you and saying, "Don't worry, Coach, we got you," and you just sat there and was like, "Okay, like, I'm trusting you guys with this." So, what kind of like mentality are you pushing on your players? It seems like a trickle-down effect of even whenever you've gotten a little heated in the moment, that they know that the calm, cooler heads have to prevail. And it's great seeing that come from CJ, who's only a sophomore, correct? And he's able to help the team all settle down.
Yeah, I think that one thing that we really preached in the locker room before the game, in our game plan going into it, I didn't have to worry about them being up for the game against Thomas More. They were going to be ready to go. We had not beat those guys in our this is our 6th time playing them.
Yeah.
And we were 0-5 going into this game. Now, obviously, they were a national power, and they're always good.
Yes, sir.
But, it doesn't
Doesn't
mean
change,
anything.
yeah.
It doesn't change anything. And so we just really preach, like, look, you're going to be up for the game. It's about taking that energy that you've got, that you just, got pent up inside of you, and you want to do good so bad, but channeling it in the right ways.
Yes, sir.
Not getting, too excited and too jumpy, and but being able to execute with that same energy and passion that you've got, because you obviously, both teams want to win.
Yes, sir.
But what are you going to do differently
To set yourself ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and switching over, I know I've gotten on to Darian when we had him on here earlier about rebounds. I don't think I can really get on to him anymore. Pulls out a double-double.
Yeah.
2 assists away from having a triple-double. What a stat line he had. And with that, just giving him a shout-out because, I had to call him out earlier in the season. So going to give you a shout-out for this one, Darian. But on another note, we had another double-double.
Yeah.
Brady Brown this is his 6th, 7th double-double of the season.
Yeah.
He's just putting it in. And with how Brady's been, it seems like he's just improving every year he's been at UT Southern. What can you say about what he's bringing to the table and how his play has just improved since his time here?
Yeah, he's a workaholic. There's been times where I've wanted to just walk up to him and be like, hey, chill out. Maybe only go for 20 minutes today instead of, your 40-minute routine that you're always doing. But I told him today that I thought he was playing the best that he's played since he's been here.
Yes, sir.
He's shooting the ball with confidence. I still don't think he shoots enough. I beg him to shoot more. But he shoots the ball with confidence. He's figuring out ways to score underneath the basket. He's just kind of making himself a multi-tool player as opposed to just a shooter and a guy that'll go get you a couple rebounds.
Yeah, and he seems to now he's been drawing like one of the if there's a post player that's a scorer, it seems like he's drawing that on defense also.
Sometimes he draws a really tough matchup. I thought Saturday was a really tough matchup. I mean, Reed Jolly is probably, if he's not the best player in the conference, he's one of, and so that's going to be a tough matchup no matter who you are. But as far as the defense goes, Brady does a good job.
Yeah.
He sticks his nose in there. He's tough. He's got that grit to him. And his counterpart, Tad, is the same way. They're both kind of bulldogs.
Yeah.
And so we know that they're going up against some bigger dudes every now and then. But kind of what makes us tick is we get mismatches. We try to help them out as much as possible defensively. If it becomes doubling the post and things like that. But they really stick their nose in there and just try to get it done any way they can, because at the end of the day, they want to do what it takes to win.
Yes, sir.
That's what they are.
Yeah. All right, little closing time with you. What do we have in the season coming up? What are some big matchups you have coming forward? To lead us throughout this last long little stretch of the rest of the season.
Yeah. So we talked about it today with the team, and we're kind of at a log jam with 3rd place through 9th place. There are 9 really good teams in the league. We've got 3 games left with teams that are ahead of us in the standings. Ahead of us are tied. So Shawnee State, Georgetown, Freed-Hardman. And so, looking forward, nothing's more important than the one we got on Thursday.
Yep.
And then, once whatever happens on Thursday, nothing's more important than the one you have on Saturday.
Game by game.
And so they really just have to kind of look at it that way and take it one at a time with the big picture in mind of, hey, if we can take care of business, one game at a time, we can start to separate ourselves a little bit, or where, hey, we're going to get that bye in the first round of the conference tournament.
Yes, sir.
Things like that.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Coach Dugan, thank you so much for coming in tonight and taking time away from your family and stuff on Martin Luther King Day. We will be right back with the UT Southern Coaches Show after this quick break.
Thank you. Big is a proud supporter of the Giles County Trail of Tears. The Trail of Tears Memorial Interpretive Center in Pulaski pays tribute to the plight of Native Americans who were forced to travel through Tennessee for relocation to Arkansas and Oklahoma. The Giles County Trail of Tears is currently raising funds for a new sign, selling chances on a basket full of Native American goodies. Visit the Giles County Trail of Tears Facebook page or Instagram to view the contents of the basket. Call 931-478-0315 for more information, or visit gcptrailoftears.com.
Pulaski Citizen Live is doing Giles County sports and community events like they've never been done before. Video of local government meetings and community events, as well as streaming of high school, middle school, and youth league games. Football, basketball, baseball, softball, soccer, and more are all on the PCL schedule throughout the year. Get your game called by the most recognized sports announcers in Giles County. So are you looking for your next meeting, event, or game? Make sure you tune in to Pulaski Citizen Live on YouTube and on the Mixler app.
The University of Tennessee Southern Coaches Show is brought to you in part each week by Carden Distributing of Pulaski. Founded in 1934, Carden Distributing is a wholesale beverage distributor including Budweiser beer, as well as ale, porter, and other malt beverages. Carden Distributing is a family-owned local business that proudly supports the people, organizations, and institutions of Pulaski and Giles County. Please remember to enjoy responsibly.
Citizen Media is where you are. Online with PulaskiCitizen.com. On social media with Facebook and Instagram. On your phone with sporting and community event streaming. On your email with daily updates. Or right in your living room with the Pulaski Citizen newspaper. Giles Countyans have turned to the Pulaski Citizen for exclusive Giles County information, events, and entertainment for nearly 170 years. That hasn't changed, but it has grown. Citizen Media. We're not just the newspaper anymore.
For any of you guys that are missing your Wade Neely fix there, that a couple of Wade Neely spots for you guys. Wade not here tonight, as you can notice, and as I said to start this off at the same time. So, but Wade's out tonight, and myself and Trent, we really do appreciate Coach coming in tonight and talking to us. I know it's a night he'd like to. We'd all, wanted to probably spend some time with his family and stuff, but stepped up to the plate. Of course, he had a little bit to talk about. Just, when you get a couple of big wins like that, it's a little bit easier to come in here, I guess. And I love listening to coaches talk about their teams and stuff. We do it all the way through. We do it through high school and even on the middle school level. I just love to hear when coaches talk about their teams because you get such an insight on some of these players that you love to watch, and that's one of my favorite things about what we do here at Pulaski Citizen Live is we talk to coaches and even to players sometimes.
Yeah.
And tonight's a little bit abbreviated version of the University of Tennessee Southern Coaches Show. We won't be on quite as long as usual because Wade, he usually take up 15 minutes all by himself. So we do appreciate Coach coming. What's some other stuff going on as far as University of Tennessee Southern Athletics?
Sweet, yeah. So let's run into some women's basketball. So our women's basketball team, they have been plagued with injury here recently, losing 3 starters to concussions and an MCL strain, which is really, putting them down. So Coach Billy had to dive into that JV roster a little bit to get some players so he could have some subs for the game. It's been really rough. They go on and take on Wilberforce on Thursday, and they only had 7 players on the bench. So they had 2 bench players. They had 7 players as a team. So that's a rough fight, and they actually got down 18 points in the first half and miraculously made a great comeback and was able to take it to overtime and get a win in overtime.
Wow,
so
that is a
great, big win for them. Then going into Saturday, they had to face off with number 1 Thomas More, and it's always hard, when the number 1 team in the nation comes in. They're 18-0 coming in, and also when you have 7 players, and whenever Thomas More is swapping in 5 in, 5 out, it's
they're doing a hockey line.
Yeah, it was big changes for them, big substitutions. It's tough to keep your girls fresh, but our girls had a tough fight on Saturday. They played well, kept it very respectful. Tight game all the way through. Only ended up losing by right around 17 points, but it was more like 12 throughout the game. It never really just got too out of hand. Yeah, it was nice. And during that, Mary Mackey and Erin Grace Lester both had 17 points to lead the Firehawks. So
nice.
It was great seeing that. Then I guess we can dive a little bit. We've got some spring sports coming up with baseball and softball. They kicked off practices last week, so I know Coach Rob and Coach Hill are both pushing their guys and girls, as hard as they can to get ready for this upcoming season. We're begging them to come in to talk to us.
That's what I was fixing to say. We're going to get some of these guys on here, and the tennis is coming up.
Tennis is coming up. Yeah, we're going to have to get them.
We're going to get all. Don't worry, guys. We're going to get you all on there. But we want to take care of our season that we're in as much as we can. And right now we are in basketball season, and I guess that's all we're playing right now. Though,
yeah, that's all we've got going on. Well, bowling's going on.
Well, yeah, we had bowling coach, Mr. 300 is what he calls him.
Mr. 300, yeah.
That's what he calls him.
The local legend, right?
The local legend. Well, I tell you what, we've talked a little bit about what UT Southern's got going on, and I want to thank you for stepping in tonight. I would not have had the knowledge to be able to sit here and do this. But I appreciate you and I being able to do it together. We've worked on the air on some basketball games together, so now we've done the video as well. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with Pulaski Citizen Live this week, in case anybody's wondering. Of course, tonight we've got the UT Southern Firehawk Coaches Show, which is brought to you, by the way, by Tycon Excavating and Cardin Distributing. And we are down at Kathy's Tavern and Grill every single Monday. We are down here at 6 o'clock, and you can obviously watch it here on YouTube, or you can come down, have a burger, and check us out live. We invite everybody to come down. We'd love to see you down here and meet these coaches and players too, because that's what this is all about. Tomorrow night, district basketball, high school district basketball. Giles County goes to Loretto. Richland goes to Hampshire. You can't get to Hampshire from here, by the way.
Yeah.
You know better than anybody.
Yeah, that's a long route. There's no easy road to get there.
The Giles County girls coming off their first win of the season are on top of the district standings, believe it or not. Congratulations. And nobody's prouder for those little Lady Bobcats than I am. And Giles County boys pick up a win. Richland girls and boys both pick up a win last Friday night. So it was a sweep for our teams. And so we're coming into a game where the Giles County Bobcats, Lady Bobcats, will be going to Loretto playing. That's a district game for them. And Richland Lady Raiders and Raiders will be at Hampshire. We'll have all the action for you. Wade will be there. I'm not sure who Wade's got going with him tomorrow night, but I know that I'm pretty sure that Cody and Jennifer will be doing the Richland games. So that is, now I'm going to go ahead and give a little caveat to that, because I've been to Hampshire.
Yeah.
And as long as they'll let us use their Wi-Fi, we'll have the game.
Yeah.
If they don't let us use their Wi-Fi,
there's no way.
There will be no game.
No, the hotspot does not work in Hampshire, Tennessee.
The hotspot, the phone, there's nothing. Yeah. You had to get almost to Mount Pleasant before you get any kind of signal.
It's rough out there.
So assuming, which I did the Hampshire game last year, and assuming they allow us to use their Wi-Fi like they did last year, we will have that game for you. We're just going on like we are, like we're going to have it. So, and now we got a special broadcast coming up Wednesday. The Elkton girls are in the area tournament. They are undefeated. Trent, the Elkton Lady Elks are undefeated. They're playing in the area tournament up in the Etheridge. I've covered these area tournaments. They're pretty competitive. They are in the semifinals. Wednesday night, 5 p.m. from Etheridge. We are going to broadcast the semifinals of the Elkton Lady Elks in the area tournament. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, if they win, we will for sure be there Thursday night for the championship game. If they don't, we'll give you a programming update on that as we go.
Yes, sir.
They are undefeated, playing in the, like I said, in the area tournament at Etheridge. We are tickled to death to be able to bring, because we didn't get to cover Elkton or Minor Hill. We had a game between the two of them scheduled, and it got, I don't know if it was cold. I don't remember what it was.
I think it was the storm delay night.
The storm delay night that knocked that out. So, all you Elk fans out there, all of Giles County ought to be fired up for that. You got a team that's playing in the area tournament, Elkton Lady Elks. We will have their action with you 5 o'clock on the Giles County the GCHS Mixter channel. Thursday, depending on whether they win or lose, we'll give you a programming note on that. And then Friday, we're back in high school district action. Richland will be hosting Culleoka. Giles County will be hosting Summertown. Always big, just like Coach said, when you start getting in league or district play, they're all important. So let's get out there. We would love for you guys to, they're both at home Friday, love for you to get out and support them live in the gym. But if you can't, pick us up here on Pulaski Citizen Live. So that's what we got going on Pulaski Citizen Live. You find out what's going on with the University of Tennessee Southern. You know that Tycon and Cardin Distributing are our sponsors, so I tell you what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're going to, unless you have something else to add tonight.
All I've got are our 2 upcoming events. So
okay, go ahead.
With that, we have our Firehawks are on the road going to Lindsey Wilson for a doubleheader in men's and women's basketball on Thursday.
Okay.
And then they're going to follow it up on Saturday, traveling to Campbellsville to take on the Tigers in another basketball doubleheader.
So a couple of road games this week.
Road games this week, nothing at home, but we will have big updates coming on that, what happens, and hopefully great updates coming next week for two big league games.
Coach
like
told
Coach
us all
said,
about that.
very big.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's all I've got tonight.
All right.
for it.
Well, with that, we were able to do 30 minutes.
Yeah, we knocked it out.
Just us two. Like I said, Wade's usually worked for us 15.
That's where that 15 minutes extra is that we run.
So I tell you what, we appreciate you guys joining in with us tonight. We appreciate Coach Dugan being with us tonight. We will see you again next week. We don't know who it'll be. We'll find out. It's always a surprise.
Yep, it's a surprise.
Surprise to the coaches sometimes too, isn't it? All right. Well, we're gonna leave out of here. We're gonna play you a little information from Tycon and from Cardin Distributing, our great sponsors. And good night from Kathy's Tavern, Pulaski Citizen Live's University of Tennessee Southern Coaches Show.
The UT Southern Coaches Show is brought to you in part each week by Tycon Excavating, also a proud supporter of the Giles County Trail of Tears. The Trail of Tears Memorial Interpretive Center in Pulaski pays tribute to the plight of the Native Americans who were forced to travel through Tennessee for relocation to Arkansas and Oklahoma. With Pulaski situated at the point where the 2 routes cross, the Interpretive Center is located just off East College Street, nestled right between the 2 trails. There is much more information to be found at the website gcptrailoftears.com.
The University of Tennessee Southern Coaches Show is brought to you in part each week by Cardin Distributing of Pulaski. Founded in 1934, Cardin Distributing is a wholesale beverage distributor including Budweiser beer, as well as ale, porter, and other malt beverages. Cardin Distributing is a family-owned
Pulaski Citizen
local
Live is
business
doing
that
Giles
proudly
County
supports
sports
the people, organizations, and institutions of Pulaski and Giles County. Please remember to enjoy responsibly.
Pulaski Citizen Live is doing Giles County sports and community events like they've never been done before. Video of local government meetings and community events, as well as streaming of high school, middle school, and youth league games. Football, basketball, baseball, softball, soccer, and more are all on the PCL schedule throughout the year. Get your game called by the most recognized sports announcers in Giles County. So are you looking for your next meeting, event, or game? Make sure you tune in to Pulaski Citizen Live on YouTube and on the Mixler app.